Evelyn Ryan has been sent to Warwickshire Psychiatric Hospital due to unstable behavior and severe depression. Her eldest brother, Kane, has committed suicide while inpatient at the same hospital, leaving his sister stricken with grief. Kane was an odd, imaginative child, and in his later years he began to show signs of a horrific madness. He believed in a world where a legion fought against a rogue organization called Death. He told stories of this world to Eve, which were kept in a journal, and she was quick to embrace its existence. Eve is assigned to the care of Dr. Gordon Brumby, the lead psychologist for the hospital. It's his work to help those with diseased minds, but Eve proves to be a difficult patient. Their sessions often end with her being dragged from his office. After one of her sessions with Dr. Brumby, she begins to realize that the imaginary world her brother believed in may not be a horror story as she thought. She suspects that Dr. Brumby is a part of Death, the organization that ran the corrupt world her brother believed in. Eve begins to conspire a way to kill him and escape the hospital. From there, she will do whatever she can in her power to end Death. She cannot stand the idea of letting their authoritarian organization continue when her brother paid for it with his life. However, her mental state begins to decline. She is haunted by the same visions and nightmares as her brother. Soon, she is kept restrained unless necessary out of fear for her safety and that of others.
Come in.
Dr. Brumby, may I speak to you for a moment?
I have a patient coming soon. Make it quick.
It's about Evelyn Ryan.
Has something happened?
She suffered a psychotic break.
Do you mean she's developed a psychosis?
Yes, Dr. Brumby. We found her in a room after your last session with her.
I'll need more of an explanation than that.
After we brought her back to her room, she began writing. One of the doctors asked to see it, and she suddenly ripped the paper into pieces. She started screaming that he would pay for what he did, that we'd all die by her hands or sword one day.
A sword? What sword?
I don't know. She attacked the doctor and tried to choke him. It took 3 orderlies to restrain and sedate her. Dr. Brumby, I fear she succumbed to...
I'll see her now. My other patients can wait. This is a crisis.
She's been kept in restraint since.
It's been 2 weeks since I last saw her. Why didn't anyone contact me when this happened?
You weren't here. You were out with your family for those 2 weeks.
I don't care. I should have been contacted.
Have you looked at her file yet?
No, I haven't had the time.
I think Dr. Valen updated them. He took over her care while you were away.
Did Dr. Jordan have any contact with her?
Why?
He looked after her brother during my earlier vacation. Apparently he was able to make some very minor progress with him.
No.
Is there anything else I need to know?
Her treatment regimen was changed, if I remember correctly.
I recommended a higher dosage of antidepressants last time.
That's not it. It was a change Dr. Valen advised.
Let me check. Electroconvulsive therapy.
It's come to that.
Apparently. Bring Eve in immediately.
Of course.
Thank you. Eve is being kept in restraints out of fear for her safety and that of the other patients and staff. She attacked Dr. Harold Valen and threatened to kill him with her hands and a sword. She was quickly restrained and sedated, but there has been little improvement in her condition. She screams at all who enter her room. There is evidence that she is experiencing hallucinations, mostly of visual and auditory nature. Worrisome. They typically... Come in.
Here she is.
Thank you. I'll call when we're done.
All right.
I heard you're doing quite poorly, Eve. A nurse told me that you had an episode. You attacked Dr. Valen. He still tried to help you afterwards. I hope that you thanked him. Anyway, I hear you've come to experience visions like Kane, right? That's unfortunate. I was hoping he'd improve while I was on my vacation. Look, it's been 3 months now. I want to help you. You're my patient. It's my duty to help you overcome this and try to live a normal life.
Tea?
Pardon?
I want tea. I'll talk.
You will? You say you'll cooperate?
Yes, I want to cooperate. I'm tired of fighting.
Excellent. You're making the first step towards recovery. Now let's talk. Why are you here?
My parents were worried that I was like my brother, and they were right. I didn't want to admit that I needed help.
But you're admitting it now. You don't need to be upset. I'm going to help you get well. Okay, let's talk about how you're feeling right now.
I'm suffering, Dr. Brumby. Kane was too. You were right when you said he killed himself. I would too if I were him.
Are you feeling suicidal?
Yes.
On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being mere thoughts and 10 being a serious attempt, where do you stand?
7.
So you'd attempt if you had the chance.
Yes.
The doctors are well aware that you were at risk. You don't need to worry. There won't be any repercussions for being honest. Now, let's talk about why you're feeling like this. What are you trying to escape from?
I want Kane.
I see. You want your brother. What else?
I want to stop feeling.
You said that you were suffering. Is that it?
Yes. I want the pain to stop. The visions to stop. The guilt to stop.
I can understand that. But I'd rather you overcame them. Would Kane want this for you? A life of supervised hospitalization? Would he want you to die just to be with him?
He'd want me to live.
I like to think so as well. Can we talk about your visions too?
I see them in my head. Usually they aren't in the outside. It's an interior hallucination.
What do you mean?
I withdraw it into my mind and I don't come back until it's over.
The vision?
Yes.
So you're trapped in your own mind then?
Yes.
See? There's something from our last session that I've been thinking about. You didn't answer me last time.
Ask.
You said you lost everything.
I did lose everything, Dr. Brumby. I lost my sense of individuality.
How so?
They took my clothes from me. Another copy of the next patient. Nothing separates us.
That's an interesting way to put it. I hadn't been aware that you felt that way.
I'm sure the others do too.
I see. What else have you lost?
My freedom.
You mean your ability to leave?
It's more than that. I have no control over my life anymore. The schedule is set by the staff, not me.
There's leisure time later in the day.
I don't have that privilege.
Ah, I see. You're kept restrained or isolated for the majority of the day. I can't say that I'm in disagreement with it. You attacked Dr. Valen, and since then, you've continued to behave aggressively. You never had any interest in the other patients either.
There's 2 who aren't intolerable. One of them saw Kane when he was in Ward C.
I think I know the one that you're talking about.
He's nice enough.
I've heard otherwise. Anyway, what else have you lost?
My brother.
Eve.
Let me ask you something, Dr. Brumby. I know you had something to do with his death. Tell me, what did you do to him?
Nothing.
Answer me, I know you did.
I did nothing to Kane. His death was suicide.
Liar. I saw it. I saw you smiling when he was taken to Ward D. The vision showed it. You're a member of death.
Death isn't real. It's imaginary. It's all in your head.
No, it isn't. I know it isn't. You're a part of death.
Enough!
Tell me!
I didn't kill him. He did it to himself. If he had listened, this wouldn't have happened. Your damn brother stood no chance.
You took whatever chance he had of getting well.
He was a failure. He would have been sent up to Ward F if Dr. Jordan hadn't intervened. Do you know what that means? He stood no chance of conforming.
Murderer!
Listen here, you damned girl. You were right. All of this is real. Death is real. The pathetic legion is real. Do you know where you are? Death's asylum. You were sent here because you're breaking our strict code of conformity. Your mental disease was just an excuse. Your parents know what happens here. They wanted death to make their corrupted, tainted, and diseased children well. They know our purpose.
What did you do to my brother?
Your parents don't know what we do to those who refuse to conform. Suicide is an easy excuse, but as you said, it really isn't what happened. Your brother was one of those idiots who refused to bend. He refused to conform to our standards. Look what happened to him. He was sent to Ward D to be tortured into submission in conformity. A drill was put straight into his skull as our last completed effort. The doctor who performed it said he didn't utter a sound, even when the burr hole bled and bled. I'm shocked the drilling didn't get a reaction out of him. Every other patient bends at that point if they don't die first.
Why did they?
It was punishment for his revolt.
That's no excuse!
He attempted to lead a revolt against death. He had to be punished accordingly. The trepanation didn't kill him, but it nearly broke him. Unfortunately, he rebounded. 3 days of pure cooperation and conformity was all that we accomplished from it.
Bastard, I swear you'll pay for this!
I forgot to mention your precious legion. We slaughtered every last member. The creeks were red that day. The trepanation was your next treatment had you continued to resist. Instead, you lied to me. You tricked me. You should know that there are consequences for your actions here. I heard that Kane's trepanation was a fantastic sight. It was a relief for all of us to see Kane in such agony. Imagine it. His face was streaked with blood, and his clothes were stained red. The floor was covered in your brother's blood. Do you know what he said right before the drill went in? He said, "I'm sorry, Eve." He knew what would happen if he continued his resistance, and he did it anyway. He's dead now. He left you willingly. I can promise you that.
Eve, it's a shame it came to this. You had a chance to conform. You could have saved yourself, but you let your brother get in the way. You couldn't let go of him and that world he created, and it'll be the reason for your death.
You're wrong. It saved me.